My name is Gabrielle Brown, and I am here to inform you about arranged marriages in India. After 8 months of wedding preparation, it seemed nothing could have gone wrong on that evening in November 1992. Well, almost. An elephant, a symbol of a new beginning, showed up a bit tardy, but otherwise, for Peritol Malavia, at the age of 25, it was the longest and sweetest ride of his life. To face an arranged marriage, Indian style, Paritosh and his bride, Shikha, 22, were introduced by eager parents from both the United States and India. Shikha's aunt, who had stolen a photograph of her, showed it to Paritosh's mother, who showed it to the prospective groom. The Malavias are one of hundreds of Indian couples in the United States who have succumbed to the centuries-old tradition of arranged marriages. The tradition of an arranged marriage, while alien to most Americans, is still a practice not only in India, but here in the United States. In order to become more culturally aware, I would like to share with you how the Indian culture views marriage. To help you better understand arranged marriages in the Indian culture, I would like to first focus on the surprising age at which girls are married. Second, I will discuss the importance of the dowry. And lastly, I will talk about the current trends in the sage-old tradition of arranged marriages. The marriages of young girls to old men, of children to each other, are not only remarkable in much of India, but routine. Although criminal statuses in India prohibit any marriages among those under the age of 18, civil law does not sanction marriage among minors. In the case of Islamic civil law, girls who have reached puberty are permitted to marry if they agree to the match. Similarly, Hindu civil law recognizes the validity of childhood marriages. According to statistics, approximately 90% of girls in Indian villages get married before they are the age of 13. Tavleen Singha, one of India's most outspoken columnists, wrote, "It's very common. The average Indian wouldn't even be shocked by it. You're a spinster at 16. According to K.M. Kapadia, a professor of sociology at the University of Bombay, we do not know the usual difference between the ages of the husband and wife, but with 8 or 10 as the age of the bride, it will be 12 years of so, and this is apparently usual." Now that I have discussed the young age at which children are married in India, I will next talk about the importance of the dowry. A dowry is the money and gifts given by bridesmaids to the groom. Dowries may include jewelry, silver, and brass vessels for the home, as well as a sum of money. Dowries are not without their problems. There has been a rise in the killing of women for not providing dowries that are opulent enough. In 1992, according to the government statistics, approximately 5,000 women were killed by their husbands for not providing adequate dowries. In the first 2 months of 1993, nearly 200 cases of dowry abuse, including death, were turned over to detectives in India's Silicon Valley. Another problem encountered by a number of Indian families is the element of blackmail, which can enter into dowry negotiation. A third problem with the dowry system is that too often the education of the girl is neglected so that her parents can save up for her dowry. Now that I have covered the importance of the dowry, I will talk about how Indian arranged marriages have been affected by Western culture. The Western worldview has influenced Indian marriages. Indian parents in the United States often worry that their children, especially daughters, will adopt Western vices and marry foreigner. As the Indian population grows in the United States, young Indian men and women are are torn between the ways of their adopted homeland and the life they've left behind. The age-old tradition of arranged marriages is clashing more frequently in American households, where Indian children often insist of the freedom to choose their own spouses. The faith have we used to have in the older generation knowing best is eroding, says Vina Taldwar Oldenburg, professor of history at Barge. It is leading to a lot of tension in the Indian community. In conclusion, in America, the meaning of this ring, the love, the time that's put in, and the caring and sharing of a relationship that is put into this ring and the planning of this wedding is nothing and is non-existent in India. The parents choose for their daughter or their son who they're going to marry. They have no choice or say in the matter. And it's a very sad situation that you can't choose who you want to be with or who you want to love. But today, we have looked at some interesting aspects of the centuries-old Indian tradition of arranged marriages. Specifically, I discussed the surprisingly young age at which Indian couples marry, the importance of the dowry, and lastly, we looked at the effects of Western culture. Remember the marriage between Paritosh and Shikha Malavya? This was a typical Indian arranged marriage, and although it may seem strange to us, others might say that an arranged marriage is like a kettle that starts out cold but gradually warms up. And in this country, with constantly rising divorce rates, maybe it wouldn't be so bad to start off a little cold and turn up the heat through the years. Arranged marriages may seem medieval to most Americans, but for the Indian culture, they are a part of life. I hope the interesting facts I shared with you today will be useful to you in the future. Thank you.